culprit, I believe, that is causing both engines not to start, and in particular this little pigtail right here leading to the crank position sensor. I believe this is it. So I need to find another one of these. If you know where I can find one, let me know. But I'm going to check out this info here. Alright, Focus Crew, Focus Cans here, and we're back with another video. So if you watch the update video, part 5 of the 2005 Ford Focus work progress, you know full in advance of what today's video is about. We are going to remove the lower engine harness. I believe some people call it the transmission engine harness because the transmission definitely links into it. I need to pull the wire harness itself and look. Like, I actually don't know the correct name for this other than the lower engine harness, this being the top part of that harness. And as we pull it apart, you'll see what I'm talking about. So let's begin. So you honestly can start anywhere you want to, and the best place that one might start would be at the crankshaft position sensor pigtail down at the bottom of the engine. So I'm actually going to go down there first, and then we'll work on the issues over here and over here. Look at that bad boy over there. Beautiful car. All right, so if you work your way sliding in under the car, you'll see the crankshaft pulley itself. Here's that AC compressor all the way back to the back side of that crank pulley here, or excuse me, correct terminology is harmonic balancer. You will find the pigtail for the CPS, or crank position sensor. Want to unplug that there, and notice how much oil I have on this line here. So this is why I'm suspect that this might be the issue with the failed startup. And also, I know this car has time because I know this engine runs. There was nothing done to worry me about this engine not having its time correct, or the chain slipping timing, which is, I've never heard that to happen with the Focus because it doesn't have a belt, it has a chain. Not to say that it couldn't happen. I've never heard or read of anything of anyone having that problem. So, you know, I can safely assume that it's not that. And because I've had experience with this issue before on another Focus, and it sounds exactly like that problem with the Focus. And this pigtail and wire harness, due to soaking up so much power steering fluid, actually caused some shortening in that wire. So I'm hoping that that's it, which we'll see. But anyway, so unplug this wire here. Sorry, I'm upside down, but the car is not unjacked. It's actually on all four, so I'm having to slide up under the car. All right, so this will bring you back up to your power steering plug-in and your knock sensor. So we need to go back up on the top of the engine and unplug those two. Stay focused. So now we got to get, so let me slide in here so I can try to let you see here. So there's one part of the pigtail we got to have removed, and this goes to the pressure sensor for the power steering. And the knock sensor is behind that. And it is usually attached, let's see if I can get this down in here. It's usually attached right here, but I was too lazy to attach mine, so mine's back over here. So this will focus. You can see it right there, unfocused. Yeah, I said focused. And we'll get that out. So let me do that. Some folks might have a little trouble with getting the knock sensor plug out. So what I do, and what works for me, is you have to take this light out. Remember, you know, some of the stuff isn't put back together, but this light is going to have to come out in order to do this. Is that I stick my hand into the light well for the passenger side, under where if you can't see that, it's not helpful. Stick it through the light in between the power steering pump pulley and the belt, and it normally sits right in here. If you were too lazy to put it back where it's supposed to be, like me, then you'd have to reach in one hand in here and hold onto this portion of the pigtail. Let me see if I can pull it out. So this portion of the pigtail, you hold it with one hand, and on the other hand, you would stick your finger onto the pressable part for the pigtail for the knock sensor itself, and then you just kind of pull and it'll separate out. But like I say, usually the people who do stuff right will put the knock sensor back in its location onto the intake manifold, and then I'll make sure to do that when I go to redo this officially. So now you can kind of pull it out of the way, and it will drop down to the ground. You can see there's no trickery here. All right, slide through here. The sensor pigtail for oil pressure right here, it's got to come out. Take that off. All right, and then we got to start working on all of the sensors that are connected to the intake manifold from below. And there's one right here that you got to get off. And this one's always a hard one for me to get off, so I'm gonna need two hands. All right, so we got that one out. There it is right there. The next one that we need to remove is back here. Let's see if I can zoom you in here so you can see. Yep, that one right there. Gotta remove that one. Just if I can get my finger here. Oh, this is not a lot of space up under here, I can tell you. And I need to get where I can see. Where you all can see as well. Okay, so I got that off. Be careful not to yank, because you know your fluids for your coolant are down here, so don't yank things, just kind of move them. Alright, so we are forgetting one item over here that we got to remove. Let me take you back over to the passenger side. Alright, so up on the top of the engine, I guess it's kind of passenger side, kind of middle-ish, you have to remove your intake manifold runner control plugs. So you simply just depress the back end of these. Press the back end, pop them out. This one's been difficult. Oh, there we go. All right, so we get those two out of the way, and now you have to take out this little cable tie housing, and then you push that all the way through down to the bottom, and we'll continue this. All right, so while upside down with that stuff taken out, some of you might have a clip. Let's see, where am I on the camera here? You might have a clip onto the power steering pump hose. You want to get that clip off, and that allows this to dangle free, and you just work your way back up toward the top. So let's go to the top, shall we? All right, so another assumption that I'm going to make is that you've already removed your battery and battery cover, because you're going to need to do that in order to get this out. We have some things to separate here. One, that's find our harness, and you can visibly see it here. Sorry about the camera work. You can visibly see it here. I'm going to pull it up and off to the side. And so you have one connect here. You simply just hit that depressor, and you're going to need two hands to get that out. And then you have another one right here that you're going to have to get out. You have to remove both the pigtails for oxygen O2 sensor 1 and O2 sensor 2, and also on the transmission. So there's two. There's the reverse idler, the reverse switch sensor, and the speed sensor down at the bottom, but I'm going to show you what those look like, or at least I'll try to give you a good indication of what the reverse one looks like down here. But yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself. All right, so let's get these clips, pigtails out, and kind of move on from there. Stay focused. All right, so up under the car here, let me get my hands and stuff situated here. Oh, there we go. I don't know, different way. So up under the car, on the transmission side, you see the power steering pump stuff. There's the pigtail for the speed sensor for the transmission. It's right above. Here is, I can't really see. Here is the shaft that I'm touching right now. The passenger CV axle shaft. Right above that CV axle shaft sits the speed sensor, which is where this pigtail will go. You just have difficulty unplugging that and then just kind of get it out of the way. And then we have to go up and remove one more sensor and we'll have it out. Stay focused. All right, so the last sensor that we need to remove is this one right here. And the easiest way to do it would be to jack up the car and remove your transmission mount. However, I don't want to do that because I don't need to. All you need to do is just reach down in there and feel for the plug and, well, unplug it. I'm going to light it up here so you can see that's the plug that needs to come out, and looks like the depression point is on the right side. So you just reach in there, pull that up, pull that tab to release it, and then get it out of there. Let's see if I can do that. Stay focused. All right, so got it out, and now should be able to wrestle this whole thing out of here. And that is how you remove the lower wire harness for 2005 Ford Focus ST. Same way to do it for a 05, probably 05 through 07, all of them, SE, S, ST, SES. I think all of them have the same removal. Maybe the pigtails are a little different, but the same process. So hopefully that helps you. Anyone that needs to do this, you know, for your car, hopefully this helps give you a little bit of an idea. You may find a way a little bit easier, but like I said, this is real time for me, so it's just work. Just work. And yeah, good luck with that. So that's gonna do it for this episode. I'm gonna research the numbers here and see if I can find this from Ford, buy another one, stick it on, and I'm pretty sure the car is gonna start. I'm really sure the car is gonna start with this new wiring harness installed. I have the wiring harness version with 2 O2 sensors. There are some Focuses out here in the wild that have 3 O2 sensors on them, and the Focus that I spoke about in last episode's video was Wheels, and Wheels Focus SES is automatic version, has 3 O2 sensors, and I had never seen a Focus with 3 O2 sensors until his car. So you learn something new every day. So anyway, that's gonna do it for this episode. Don't forget to leave me a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. But until the next episode, I bid you farewell. Peace.